an interesting
matchup. There are so many interesting games, both in the men's and the women's tournament.
But of course, we are watching this one. D4 from Hikaru Nakamura, Slav defense from Magnus Carlsen. Same he was doing in the match. And after E3, he plays A6 and Bishop D2 quickly from Hikaru Nakamura, which is by no means a main line.
What do you predict as a result?
I do not predict any results in this. I'm just watching games. Knight E4.
Follow their battle, the Grandmaster battle on chess.com.
Knight E4. Yeah, I did follow. Yeah.
So Magnus won that match. They played several games.
And what's interesting, he as well dominated in the bullet.
I was surprised by that because I thought that Nakamura is world number one in bullet.
Kind of a god of bullet.
Yes.
Yeah. Bishop b4. Look, this is something very original. Knight goes to e4, which is kind of logical. You want to grab the bishop on d2, you want to have a bishop's pair, and then bishop b4. White just doesn't want to cooperate. He wants his bishop to be on b4, and possibly, I mean, if you play e6, of course, he will take on f8. We'll be glad to exchange dark square bishops in this structure, as well to deprive black from a castle right. Very original idea by Hikaru Nakamura. At least, well, it pays off in this game because Carlsen is already well behind on the clock. Like half a minute, which in my theory is half a pawn. So half a pawn already won after 6 moves.
Then do we consider knight e4 not the best? It allowed bishop b4.
I don't know. I think objectively, of course, the position must be...
I'm just joking, but it's just a funny maneuver. Bishop d2, bishop b4.
Must be fine still. Well, the thing is, particularly in Blitz, and I think it well applies nowadays in all time controls as well as the classical time control. It's not about getting an advantage. It's practically not possible to get an advantage nowadays with everyone analyzing everything with the best computers. Yes. But to get the position you know better than your opponent, and this pretty much seems to be one of those positions which Nakamura has started, and Carlsen, I don't know, it must be quite new for him. Knight to c3. So I assume if black takes, white's idea is to capture with the pawn.
Definitely.
So that bishop stays on b4, and then the plan is to take on d5 once and carry out this c4 one more time with another pawn from c3. So, well, you do double the pawns, but it's not for long, right? It can easily be seen that
Queen b6.
Queen b6 attacking that bishop. Queen b6 attacking that bishop, and the question is, and Queen b3, e6, and now Magnus is sort of relieved because he has seen the way to reach an ending, and immediately, taking on b6 was on b3 was a must, and then you have to capture the f8 guy. Not sure with the rook. Yeah, that's kind of surprising. I don't really think he's planning for castle long, but for some reason he decided to take it with the rook. Now there is some tension on e4. Knight f2. What about knight f2? You lose the... No, knight d6. Magnus is very solid. I thought knight f2, bishop f5, knight h1. You'll probably lose the knight on h1, but... You know... have been possible still. Rook and the pawn, and maybe you'll get the time to do something while white eliminates the knight on h1.
Well,
knight in the corner.
After these massive exchanges, this is a roughly equal position, but there's still a lot to play for, and it's a blitz game, so 3 possible outcomes. Yeah,
it looks quite solid for Magnus though. I don't know what white has to do. b4.
Threatening b5.
Yeah, he wants to play b5, and I think dc4 it's b5 nevertheless. b5, right.
Look at that.
King e7. Aha. Didn't he just give away the pawn? Because I don't see how he's winning it back. The thing is, after white, practically any white's move, it's going to be cb5, knight b5, and knight c6.
And if he captures either on a6 or c6, you...
The knight takes. Yeah, recapture with the knight.
Or you can play... no. I just wanted to make 2 moves at the same time. Protect my c4 pawn, but no, there's a pin always. I don't have time for it.
Well, that's another funny line. Knight e5, c takes b5, knight b5, and knight b8 to d7. If you take on d7, I take the other knight on b5, and you are not in time to take on f8 because the a1 is
both
hanging.
rooks will be hanging.
Knight d6, almost forcing white to play. b6, knight a4, knight c8 wins the second pawn. Not that it's such a big achievement, but because probably you'll lose c4, but you are still pawn up in the resulting position. No, he didn't play it.
He
played f6. And it's still... No, knight c8 now. So he kind of prevented knight e5.
Yeah.
Knight c5, rook b8. He was kind of afraid of knight c5, probably, so that he doesn't lose b7 now. Rook c4, knight to knight takes on d7 and plays... takes on c5 and plays knight d7, right? Yeah, knight and went to d5.
Yes,
rook
it's
b3.
Pawn up for the world champion.
Pawn up for the world champion, but still not absolutely comfortable. That's interesting.
This b7 backward.
Yeah, interesting. Knight will go to b5, covering d6 square and covering the b7 pawn. That's a nice plan. And normally, if pawns would be equal, white would have an a pawn to drive the knight away, like a to a4. But since there is no pawn, rook d5, knight b3. Where the knight goes? Knight goes to a5 apparently. e5 to put it on e6. Yeah, it's still not easy to protect this b7. Knight e6, b4, so that rook will not... No, Nakamura keeps an option to play rook b3 later on. Keeps an option to play rook b3. Isn't it a moment to run king d7 and king c7? Yeah, he plays it. To protect this one with the king, and then you release the rook. So the rook can go to d8.
Before he can start the knight maneuver.
Yeah, knight c4 now and knight d6. Has to play knight d6, perhaps. f3, I'm not sure, because if you get the check on d2 once, you would really like to run to f3 in some positions. a5 breakthrough immediately, yeah, a5 breakthrough and rook d2. And the other rook to d2. So now it's not a pawn up for black,
but very active pieces.
Yeah, you probably have to take, and you lose one of the pawns. Rook c4, and then, well, the knight on a5 is not moving, so black has time to improve his knight. g5, stopping f4, that's a nice move. h6, well, one pair of pawns getting swapped.
How do you improve the black knight, by the way?
I don't know. To d5?
Yes,
so
that would be my ideal square too, but it's not so easy to get there.
Not so easy. And now knight is, yeah, after king c8, for instance, which I thought might be the move, knight c4 is possible. Knight king b8, therefore, was played. So knight c4, yeah, that's interesting. g3, he's planning to exchange more pawns. He's planning to exchange more pawns by playing f3, f4,
a7,
f4, king a6.
Oh, look at that, coming to b5.
That's...
But the b7 pawn will always be hanging.
So I got his point. He's planning to play f5 apparently.
Yeah, knight takes c5 sometimes.
f5 and king b5, and look, all the pieces are tied up. No, b7 is hanging. I've kind of forgotten it. And it might be that Magnus have forgotten it. And rook e2, well, something weird is going on. I'm not even sure who is better now. Knight b7, Magnus is gonna take e3 and take e5. He's still sort of controlling things. No, knight forks, look. Rook e5. Now it looks like everything will be eliminated anytime soon.
Yes.
Black is still a pawn up though. Black is still a pawn up. So what's gonna happen? King g2. Right, probably it's not possible to win objectively with black because g5 pawn is sort of weak. Rook c4 check, king b3, Naka sort of... No, I thought he blundered, but he didn't.
Oh, he doesn't want to release the knight.
Knight d7, rook c6, well, I think it was sort of... Yeah, now it's gonna be a draw, apparently. Takes... Yeah, and it's just a draw. So exciting game, a lot of things happen, and it was a draw. So Hikaru Nakamura, Magnus Carlsen make a draw, which gives Karyakin a chance one more time to catch up with Magnus Carlsen.
But he didn't. He also drew with Dominguez, and that's a draw on board 3 as well. Morzevic, Dubov. Peter Leko and Marin Bosiocic are still playing.
They are still playing here. So We don't know what's the position. They are not playing, and we don't know what's the result. Bosiosic wins against Peter Leko.
Resigns against our surprise player. At least we are surprised by Marin Bosiosic.
So, and we have still a game in progress on board one in the ladies section. And black is winning, and black is Tanjongi, right? That's white.
Yes.
Tends to be one tempo short in this position. Queen G. Ah, come on, what are you doing? Queen G5 was winning immediately. It's very strange what they are doing.
Okay, now she goes for it.
Now she goes for it and she wins.
Well, that means the fall of the leaders in the women's tournament. Juvenyon was one of the leaders. She has just lost. Kostenyuk draws with Muzhitchuk, and Katerina Lachno was beaten by Alina Kashlinskaya.
So it's Kostenyuk who made the draw, right? So she scored half a point out of 2, and she is still a sole leader.
I don't think she's a sole leader.
Because there might be some players.
She's called by Tang Zhongyi. Let's go to Peter first.
Okay, we're here with Marin Bosiosic, the surprise of the tournament so far. He did very well on the first day, and he just started with 2 more wins today. It's going amazing.
Yes, I was first game against Jabava. It was, I think, good game, but this second one with Leko, I was extremely lucky. So he blundered in the Zeitnot. So.
Were you in trouble in that position?
Big trouble, yeah. Totally losing position, but anyway, some tricks and everything, and he was a little on time, so I was lucky extremely.
Okay, yesterday Magnus actually said that he was very impressed by your composure. You stay very calm during those Blitz games, and you don't seem too stressed. Is that actually true, or is something else going on in your mind?
Inside, it's not that way, but yeah, it's important to be calm. Yeah, it's more dangerous for your opponents.
Do you consider yourself a Blitz specialist?
Okay, I like to play Blitz. I played some training games, but I like to play normal games. You know, I think there is right knowledge comes to show right knowledge. So Blitz is just fun, and okay, everything is possible. Everybody can beat everybody. So it's okay. I like more normal chess, but.
Okay, well, you're doing pretty well here. Marin Bosiosic, Grandmaster of Croatia, surprise of the tournament so far. Back to the studio.